Happy Wednesday, everyone. I hope that you all are doing well on this last day of September. So I just thought I'd do a monthly reading, as I have not done one this month. And I hope that you've enjoyed my other videos about the different astrological influences that we've been having. And next month is going to be even more interesting with the things coming up. So I hope that you stay tuned and that you also subscribe to my YouTube channel. So I am going to get started with this reading. And so I'm just going to be focusing on just what should we, oh gosh, how do I word this? What should we be expecting this next month of October? All right. Interesting. Okay. Well, so the actions for this month is the Grail 3. And so I think that this next month, people are going to be reuniting. It's the Three of Grails is a reunion or a reuniting of some sort. This can be hopefully as safely as possible. It could be about, just Halloween things, and just the fall season and gatherings in that manner. But I also feel that it's just people have been really, really feeling secluded and lonely and isolated. In fact, that was even the card for the day was the Hermit card inverted. So I think that people are really, I don't know, maybe even just feeling a little desperate with connecting with people. And so I think that the actions are going to be, and for better or for worse, I think that the actions are going to be a lot more of reunions and reconnecting. The thoughts and feelings. Well, that's interesting. The thoughts and feelings, which I guess that this is part of the feeling lonely, is the Grail 2, which is all about new relationships and new partnerships, especially. It can be romantic relationships, but it could just be uniting with another person on a very spiritual level, not just a romantic one. And so I think that that's what is on everybody's mind right now. This is the thoughts and feelings, is the Grail 2. So once again, if you have been feeling extra lonely recently, that might be on your mind as well. Now, what we're not seeing, we have a lot of grails here. So we have the Grail King. Let me see what this might entail. Is the Grail King a specific person that we are not aware of? Yes. Is this person already in the news or in the spotlight? No. Okay. Well, the Grail King, he is a very compassionate and generous person. And I feel that this person, and we have not seen, this is not somebody that we know of yet. So it's not politics or anything like that. Although he could be getting into that spotlight, but he is not in there yet. So the Grail King, he is a very important energy for healing. And I think that that's part of maybe why we have so many grails so far, because the grails, that's the water element, and that is also about healing and about abundance. And so I think that that's what a lot of people are feeling right now. And it's also just being the element of autumn. So I mean, that's the water, the grails, is the autumn is that time if you're looking at the seasonal of the different tarot. So we're going to have somebody surface that's actually going to be really positive. So yay, we have somebody positive coming forward. And then we have more of the Grail or the Hermit. That was the card for the day. But I think that it's not just about being alone. And that's something that I wrote about in my daily draw today, is that being alone and being lonely are two different things. And really look at what you do when you're around other people, of whether or not if you are around other people, if they are accepting of you, maybe that you're actually feeling more lonely around them than anything. Or if you are alone, you may actually be just fine in your own company. And I think that some people, while they may be having problems with, wanting to see, especially family members that maybe we haven't seen in quite a while since the beginning of the pandemic. I think that in the near future, people are really going to find that spiritual guidance, because the hermit isn't just about being alone. The hermit, I mean, if you just look at the medieval lore, that's where all of the Grail knights would go to, would be to ask the questions to the hermits, because they're the ones that had all of the enlightenment, because they didn't have to be around everybody's nonsense because they were living by themselves. So that's part of that. There is some enlightenment with solitude, and I think that some of us may have a hard time seeing that, but we have to have that balance of personal time and communal time. If we have too much communal and not enough personal, then we tend to not be introspective or looking within ourselves to see what's important to us, and that we tend to allow the herd or the group to sort of dictate what we think and feel, or how we act in certain situations. And if we are way too much in the solitude and have a hard time interacting with other people, then it's humans are naturally a communal species, and so we do have to work on in different levels of how to interact with each other that is positive, that is healthy for us. And so I think that, if anything, it's really interesting. We had this union of other people and then also this solitude. I think that we're really riding that balance between that two. And I think that a lot of people have found some community online, but once again, there's only so much that you can do online that you can tell whether or not people are actually honest and true. And, the cyberbullying and, people, I hate to burst your bubble if you don't know this, but not everything on the internet is true. And that's including people and their identities. And that, unfortunately, I've actually been doing a lot of readings for people that are really lonely and wanting to find relationships. And so they're really attempting a lot more with the online dating. And they've been, finding that not everybody's as true as what they say they are, or that it's scams. Please don't give money to anybody through online dating. It is just never true. Okay. So, I understand people are lonely right now and that they are wanting companionship. However, you're not, going to find somebody if you have to send them money. Okay, that's not real. So I think that it's that balance that we're really looking at now in the far future. And this, I really feel like it's just towards the end of the month of October, because that's what I was just really focusing on, was what do we expect for this next month. And it's the Spear 9, and it's like, just keep on going, keep on moving. The Spear 9 is the final battle in some ways, which I don't feel that we're in the final battle for the pandemic, unfortunately. but it is just keep on going, keep on going, keep on doing what you need to be doing, being responsible, being courageous, being especially the people. Oh my gosh, I really feel this is definitely the people in the medical field of just keep on going. And I know it's really, really hard. I do have a lot of friends in the medical field that they've been dealing with COVID. They've gotten COVID a couple of times since March. So it really is very insulting when people say that this is a hoax or it's not real, because I have many personal friends that have had to deal with this pandemic personally in one way or the other. So it is absolutely real. But this is just, it's once again, just keep on going, keep on pushing through and doing, and it's not just the personal strength for us, but the personal strength as a community, as a group, that we just need to keep persevering and trying to do what's best for everybody, not just what seems to be the easiest. And I wonder, I'm really wondering what this Grail King is really going to bring about. And I wonder if maybe he might actually be in the medical field, since the Grails are the healers. He could be a doctor or a researcher or something like that, that maybe there is something further that comes out. I mean, I'm not expecting a miracle cure. I'm not expecting that, because viruses are a lot more tricky than that. And it takes 5 to 10 years to find to get a good immunization for any virus. So I'm not feeling that this is some miracle cure or some snake oil charm or something like that. I really feel like this person is actually a solid person, a solid human being that's actually a really good person. And then, wow, this is interesting. And the key card here for this next month is the Seeker, or it's the Fool card in traditional decks. And this is, the Fool is actually a really positive card because it's starting on a new adventure. And I'm like, well, I don't know what adventure everybody's going on, because I feel like it's been wandering in the wilderness, honestly, for the past few months. But it feels like it is... The Fool is not stupid. The Fool is open mind and open hearted to new paths and new possibilities. That he doesn't have all of the stature of the knights or the kings or queens or things like that. He is happy-go-lucky. He is very open, and he follows his heart, which is the most important thing. So it's just really interesting that this month coming up seems to be a lot of new adventures or new pursuits that we are not expecting. Here, let me try to get some more information on that, because it is sort of broad, isn't it? Is the Seeker, is this concerning, gosh, okay, is this concerning politics? I'm just gotta toss it out there. Okay, now, is this concerning the economy? No. Is this concerning, let's see, I don't know, any type of entertainment? No. Is this concerning just our social environments and who we are meeting? Interesting. Okay. So that's really interesting. So I wonder if this whole exploration is really, Richard, that's interesting. Exploring new religions. That might be a really good possibility as well, of exploring new paths. And I wonder if it is, I mean, it could be Richard, a new spiritual path. It could also just be new groups of people that maybe you have not, and I'm not saying let's all get together and spread our germs around each other, but maybe just even exploring what the possibilities are of other groups, of other ways of being, that maybe you have sort of stayed in your path, you know, that you were raised in, or maybe that you have sort of stayed this course for the majority of your life. Maybe there's something else that you're needing to be looking at, whether that be a new spiritual path, a new group of people, a new way of having fun too. I don't know why I keep seeing steampunk and things like that, but it's like all different ways of expressing ourselves. And I think that's part of why I actually like to do readings at the different Comic Cons and the different conventions that are all about, you know, sci-fi and the steampunk conventions and stuff, is that everybody gets to express themselves in amazing ways, and there's no judgments there. And not that we can go and do these things, unfortunately, right now, but I'm wondering if this is the time, while we are being the hermit still, I'm wondering if this is the time to look for new communities. And if you're looking for new romantic relationships, also just looking at, maybe you've been looking at the wrong type of person. Maybe you need to broaden your horizons or look to different types of people that you have not dated before or hung out before, as far as friends go. So this honestly is a lot more positive than what I was expecting. So that's really nice. Cause I'm always nervous doing these live readings because I never know what's going to show up. But ultimately I really feel like we just need to make sure to stay the course, stay strong, supporting each other and supporting our families. And one other thing that has been sort of tossing around in my mind is the Spear 9. Is this also concerning economy? And yes. Is this also concerning the grocery stores and shopping and stuff? Okay. All right. So this is something that I didn't even know if I was going to need to bring this up or not. But it's sort of been coming up for me again and again recently, that I feel like we're going to have another panic shopping happening within the next, maybe even this next month. And that might be what this is also: staying the course, staying strong, don't give up. And I think that that's, you know, the general, you know, with pandemics and financial situations. But, you know, I've been getting a lot, and I don't want people to start freaking out and going to the store and buying every single roll of toilet paper. Please don't do that. However, I have been seeing a lot lately, that there is going to be another type of panic shopping, because I think that we are going to have another rise in illnesses. That's not just going to be COVID, but it's also, I mean, and that's just a logical thing. That, I mean, the flu season's coming up, and we have lots of different types of illnesses that just get passed around on a regular basis. And I think that there's also going to be some problems with more, like, not trade, but I mean, it's like the things that we buy that we get from out of country are going to be shut down or something like that. It's you know, and that's part of why a lot of things are not available, is not necessarily because, you know, people bought everything, but because they have been shut down at the borders or something, that we can't actually get those items. Even with like the appliances, that all of the parts, it may be assembled in the United States, but all the parts were from China. And so that's why a lot of the appliances have been, you know, on hold. And so I just feel like there's going to be another surge of panic shopping. And so now is the time. So let's not panic now. Okay. If you have not already, which you may have, just out of, you know, concern from the panic shopping in March, you know, maybe you have been a little bit more frugal or more concerned with keeping more food stocked up in your house. But just get like one extra whatever, when you're going to the store. And it's another thing, it's really difficult. I know that a lot of families had a hard time during that time because it's not like everybody has oodles of money to go and buy, like $300 of groceries just because that's what of whatever's on the shelves at that moment. So just don't feel that we are out of the woods yet concerning that. And just make sure to have, like a couple things of flour on hand and some sugar and toilet paper, all the staples. Okay. And I hope that you also have been really starting to learn how to cook more simply and, naturally, rather than eating a lot of processed foods. I think I talked about that towards the beginning of this whole pandemic, but it's healthier for you and it's also easier to make, if you have all of the simple ingredients. And but I'm going to tell you, I even have just some simple microwavable things stashed in the freezer in case I get sick. I'm a single mom, and so I have to make sure that my daughter can cook her own food if she needs to, if I ever get sick. Luckily I have not this whole time, but I always just have to be prepared. And I think that's be prepared, just keep on going. And, I don't feel that we are going to be out of the woods completely with this pandemic. And I think that the fires, for some reason, also, I don't know why, but the fires, it really feels like that is absolutely, I'm sure that it's affecting the financial situations in all of those states anyway. And we have fires here still. It was so smoky today, even though it was nice here in Denver. We had to keep the windows closed because of all the smoke. So we're still dealing with fires, and I know California, Oregon, and Washington are as well. That maybe these fires are not going to be helped financially because of all the political things going on. And so I think that also might affect why there might be panic shopping again. I'm not quite sure, but there's just some other, like one little thing that it doesn't seem so big on its own, but it's like there's one little thing that's going to happen that's going to just knock it all over again, like a whole row of dominoes. And hopefully this time around, we all have a better sense of how to handle the situation, rather than, people, it was just horrible at the beginning, of March with the panic shopping and people crying in the grocery stores and all of the panic feel and all of that stuff. I hope that we don't ever go through that again. Honestly, I'm hoping that we all are going to be a little bit more grounded, if we ever do have some shortages of anything. But anyway, just take care of yourself, take care of your family, just do the best you can. I know that everybody's reaching out and wanting to have more connections with people, whether it's romantic, friend, family, whatever it is. Let's do it safely. I'm really interested to see who this Grail King might be, and just stay the course and follow your heart. Okay, listen to your heart, because that's ultimately what The Seeker does. Okay, so I hope that you all have a good evening, and if you have any questions, feel free to message me or email me. And I do have a little bit of openings left tomorrow evening, but I think I'm pretty much booked on Saturday. But just get a hold of me if you need anything, and we'll make it happen. All right, so I hope that you will have a good rest of your evening, and I will see you next Wednesday. All right, thanks. Bye-bye.